Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have effortlessly glowing, healthy skin, while others struggle no matter what they try? In this episode of Biohacking Beauty, I'm sitting down with Jamie McGuire, a skincare consultant with over 15 years of experience and a true expert in personalized long term skin health. Jamie and I dive deep into the science of repairing your skin barrier, why NAD is such a breakthrough ingredient for cellular repair, and how external factors like inflammation and environmental stressors could be silently sabotaging your skin. We also get into what leaky skin really means, and a hint, it's not what you think. And the surprising way you can restore balance and vitality to your skin. Jamie's knowledge and passion for creating customized skincare regimens makes her the perfect person to help unpack these topics. So, whether you're a skincare minimalist or someone who loves a multi step, expansive routine, you're going to learn actionable tips to elevate your results. So, let's get started.
Hello, Amitay.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Awesome seeing you.
And how was your Thanksgiving?
It was very good. It was very good. We obviously we are immigrants. We actually don't have family in the United States.
Right. I think I lost connection with you for a second.
Oh, we I just put it on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah.
We get invited to this wonderful family, and it was a blast. Yeah, first Thanksgiving for baby Lev, so that was fun.
I know. That must have been really cute.
Yeah.
And now first Christmas coming up, which is exciting too.
Yeah, a lot of photos with of him like an elf, him like a whatever. Yeah.
God, so cute. I just got the email from the thankful email that was just with you and the baby and the wife. Good. Good job. All right.
Thank you.
Well, I'm gonna just kind of dive in because I know you're very busy and we gotta just get right to it. So obviously, I launched Young Goose on my site and it's been incredible, by the way, with the response. So I'm so excited to have it. Obviously, I've had my experience with it, but I really wanted to get in a little bit deeper to some of the things I recommend. Of course, everybody's going to ask me, which line do I prefer, right? And it's not going to be about which is better. It's just going to be they're completely different product lines, which I love because I want to offer both to have options for both kind of thought processes and goals and concerns, right? So a lot of my clientele and my audience are going to have skin concerns that are based on severe acne, rosacea, eczema, different type of, perioral dermatitis, things like that they're really struggling with. And there's so many different, options that I work with in the osmosis line that, really do help. But I know that there are also so many benefits when it comes to the Young Boost line that I really wanted to cover and get some of those questions answered. So if you kind of want to dive in to some of the things that people may not know about Young Goose and why it's so beneficial for people, different skin disorders as well.
Yeah. So first and foremost, I think it's you hit the nail on the head as far as people should stick with what they like. And I think every person is individual, the same way we have different personalities. One of the things that makes or breaks, or that has our skin react positively or negatively most to a product, is actually the flora of the skin. And so basically the microbes that live on our skin, the same way we have gut microbiome, we have also skin microbiome. And skin microbiome is an enormous part. It's like the atmosphere. If our skin is the living organism on the earth of our body, the atmosphere is really the skin microbiome. So we're all unique in that aspect. And a lot of obviously the things that you mentioned are microbiome related. So I'm just going to skip all the part of obviously people should optimize their gut microbiome first to make sure that this is addressed from the inside out first.
Yeah.
Having said that, what we specialize in Young Goose is youthful function. Is basically the ability of your skin cells, each cell individually, to access the optimal version of how your skin should behave. That's why other products that you, the person, you specifically, by the way, but also other people love and swear by, would suddenly work significantly better, because 99.9% of products on the market right now deal with basically signaling to the skin or stimulating something in the skin, which then the skin needs to respond to. The same way that an exercise is not what grows your muscle. Your body grows the muscle in response to exercise. And what Young Goose does best is kind of repair the youthful function of the skin. And obviously you can do it in many levels. That's what we have, different products. So most of what you mentioned right now is an issue with the barrier function, and that becomes more and more, I think, more and more talked about as time goes on. Barrier function, and really, I think 5 years ago I started talking about something called leaky skin, and now it's not even associated with me. But I like the idea that it's out there traveling around. And I actually talked with Ara Peterson, which is the CEO of Seed, and I told her, "Hey, Ara, what I actually meant was that our skin does not have leakage of material, of particles, which is what we think normally when we hear about leaky gut. It actually leakage of information. Our skin is a sensory organ. And if it senses disruption, danger, our immune system senses something that shouldn't be there, it basically reacts to that. And that is why we have most of the problems that we have that you mentioned. Uh, Anything from dermatitis to rosacea to eczema.
Yeah.
What we can do is actually repair the disruption, the information leakage of disruptors, of sensitizers, of molecules that shouldn't be relating stress to your skin layers, and thereby repairing those things. So that is really, and by the way, what she responded is that actually that's what happens in the gut as well. It's not necessarily the particles that are the problem. It's that it's the inflammatory communication, or the foreign object communication that is associated with it, which was very interesting, which kind of came full circle. So shout out to Seed, great probiotic. So first and foremost, it is NAD. And it's very easy. I mean, NAD is a very low hanging fruit as far as anything that we would like to see change in our body. And that is because, really, if you think of what aging is as a whole, or what youth is a zero sum between repair and damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we have, our skin is damaged every day. If our body is able to repair all of that damage, then we're not aging. But obviously that does not happen, right? The main culprit is the lack of NAD. Every time there is shortage of NAD, NAD is the currency for repair in the body. So the minute that there is lack of NAD, we are facing with our body kind of needing to choose what it should repair first. In our skin, by the way, especially past our reproductive prime, which is around 19 to 25, our skin is being left behind. Our body is prioritizing other things, but not our skin unless we do something about it. So supplementing with NAD topically, and when I say NAD, it is NAD precursors. They need to be nano-sized, so they're small enough to get absorbed into the skin, and they need to be liposomal, so they are stable enough, they don't break down. So we have them, for example, in our youth product, Youth Daily, Youth Reset, Care Moisturizer, Eye Care, which I know is a product that you like specifically, so Eye Care has them. We have them also in Naya Polish and in Amplifying Essence. So all of those are going to have these building blocks, or these building blocks for NAD, really, which is the currency for repair. That's number one, because when we load our body with the ability to repair, it's going to go ahead locally, by the way, in the skin. Because if it's not in the skin, a lot of people do NAD IV drips, infusions, or take supplements The problem is again, our skin is not our number one priority as far as your body is concerned. And we really need to kind of make sure it gets absorbed locally where we want it in the skin. Then we see crazy results, especially for the things you're mentioning. Okay. Because why is that? It's because these already have inflammation associated with them. The body already knows they are a problem. Whereas it does not know a wrinkle is a problem, or it does not know a hyperpigmented spot is a problem, or it doesn't know laxity is a problem. Loss of fat, for sure, it doesn't know the problem. It's not there anymore. So these things require other innovations that will signal to the body, hey, here, I would like repair here, please. But as far as eczema, psoriasis, perioral or dermatitis in general, and rosacea, these are things that inflammation is associated with them. Therefore, repair is needed. The second molecule that's super, super, super important is spermidine. I know most people would think spermidine is actually this autophagy molecule that would, or autophagy if you're in England, but basically the recycling of older material in our cells or older cells to newer cells. But really, the same thing is happening in the smallest of organisms. So also our microbiome, our skin microbiome. So since they need autophagy as well, one of the most effective molecule to repair our barrier and skin microbiome is spermidine. And that we have in our youth products exclusively. So youth daily, youth reset, and soon also youth neck and chest, and other products are going to come as well.
Yeah, that's something that I think is really important to note with these specific ingredients that aren't found in, I believe, any other product line as far as, well, I can't say for sure. There's always little brands that start to pop up here and there, but NAD and spermidine combined, I feel like that is not something that I've seen out there yet. Correct?
So spermidine, we're the only one. And there always are, and NAD, we are not the only one, but I think it's important to know that NAD or NAD precursors, NAD building blocks, and NAD, the molecule, it took us from 2014 until 2020. A lot of what took us 6 years to do, or 5.5 years to do, is actually to find a way for these molecules to stay valid, to stay coherent, to stay true to their form and effective while they travel to, from Florida, where we ship them, to Tucson, Arizona, where it's very hot, or cold, or anything, barometric pressures, anything, and keep them valid. So there are companies that have NAD or NAD precursors, but by the time you're getting them, you are not getting NAD precursors. You're getting niacin, which is okay, but niacin actually isn't nothing. It doesn't do anything for the skin, good or bad. It doesn't absorb well, etc. So they break down into niacin. It's to the basic form of vitamin B3, basically. Spermidine, we're the only one. Within spermidine, we know because we actually have an R&D facility, which most people don't know is associated with Young Goose, but it's pretty famous within I would say, the longevity community that is looking at research. So we get a pretty large companies, which we obviously cannot name, but company that is doing $400 million and something crazy like $100,000 every minute they're on QVC, something insane. It has contacted us saying, hey, we would like to do spermidine skincare. Obviously, we tell them no, but we know of 2 other companies that are looking into it. Within spermidine, actually, the conversation should be very similar to NAD, where spermidine is a catchy name. That's the end process of what's happening in the body. But in general, and I think we had a conversation about collagen peptides last time we spoke. In general, our body doesn't work like that. It's not like whatever I put in is the way that it's going to live in my body. our body likes to do conversions. It's used to doing conversions. So actually, spermidine, similar to NAD, needs a molecule with precursors as well, spermine and putrescine, which are other polyamines that basically create spermidine in our body, in our skin. So the other companies that are going to come out with it, and a lot of supplements right now in the market, not Spermidine Life, which we use, but other supplements in the market use synthetic spermidine that does not contain those precursors. And those precursors, together with spermidine, are about 10 times as powerful as spermidine alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a question in here that I would love to get
Yeah.
into. Somebody asked, what about mixing with other brands? For example, if I use a retinol. Now, I'll have your answer to this, but I will give mine. So there's two sides to this. First of all, I do know that Young Goose plays well with others. So I do know that you can cross combine Young Goose with, let's say, osmosis, right? Or a product. However, Young Goose has its own bioretinol, so I don't think there'd be a need to be using a separate retinol and a bioretinol. Correct me if I'm wrong about that in a second. But the other part is my skincare philosophies are a little bit different. Regardless if Young Goose plays well or not, I prefer to stick within the same family. And there's a reason for that, is because I want to know what's showing the benefits, what's working, and give it enough time to properly show those benefits, which come over a lot longer than people even realize. So whether it's Young Goose or Osmosis or any skincare line for that matter, when you have a product line that has like-minded ingredients that are all working together, it's meant to be as a system. That's why I design systems. That's why I design, customized protocols and work with clients one-on-one, because whether or not it's going to be an osmosis system or a Young Goose system, I want them to all be working together within the same family. I want all of these ingredients to play well with each other, but to also optimize, because that's the best way, in my opinion, in order to see the most beneficial results over time. I think what people really mess up with quite a bit with skincare is they'll give, a line 6 months, they'll run out, and then they'll switch to another, or they'll start incorporating something else. Now we don't know what's working. And now we don't know if it's the line that you were already using for 6 months that's now just maybe starting to show the benefits, or if it's the new thing that you just introduced, or, and that also goes to say with with skin disorders as well. We don't know what the issue was, that maybe your skin has plateaued with this specific line, or that maybe it, had a reaction to a different product. It's just too muddy, in my opinion. And I just prefer, and also just to take out the guesswork. I think that it's such an oversaturated market. There's a million products out there. Cut down the noise. Stick to one family. Make it intentional. Make it that you are adding things or subtracting things as needed within that same line. But you have this focus. You can stay motivated with it, and you have to give it. I mean, I always tell my clients, don't even have any expectation for at least a year. Ever. I just don't think that any amount of time, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, is even enough to be able to fully tell what a product line can really show and what benefits are really there. I mean, for me personally, it just gets better with time. So the more that I use it, the more consistent I am, the more I see those benefits, the more I see those results. So please tell me what you think.
No. First of all, I love that answer, and obviously we see eye to eye there. Um, where I would, and the reason it's so important is because a lot of the things that a company decides on are contingent, are kind of trying to build a system within a product line. And I think the kind of the clearest explanation to that is that there's only so much you can cram into one product.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot have a product that would have all the ingredients everyone ever needs, right? So what companies normally do, they have a way of customizing a routine, which normally, by the way, would be around the serums. And older companies would also have like a lot of different moisturizers for different user experiences, really. But they're going to have the same kind of active ingredients almost within each one, and really they're just playing with user experience, and then adjusting the routine with serums or masks, things that are really moving the needle as far as like active ingredients that could differ. So 100%. I'll give an example. we have a molecule that we love and is becoming popular. We own one of the patents around it, but there are many more, which is called ectoin.
Mhm.
And ectoin is a protein that actually structures water around other proteins like collagen and elastin. And it's I call it everything hyaluronic acid wished it was. But we cannot have it within every product because it does not play nice with every product. And it so we kind of count on, we're saying, okay, not everyone's going to use the amplifying essence, right? But we're going to put it in amplifying essence, Youth Reset Serum, Youth Daily Moisturizer, and BioShield SPF 40. And we know that combining those, you really saturate the skin with ectoin. Not, using one or two would give you some benefits, but it is not the complete system that we would hope someone would have. So I agree with what you're saying. One caveat I'll introduce there, and before I introduce the caveat, I would say, as far as like your what you're telling clients, which is like, if you're seeing results within 4 weeks, you are not seeing results because of the real active ingredients of the product.
Right.
You're seeing results. Maybe the results, by the way, are not good. Why? Because we know, studies show, many studies show, that when introducing new ingredients, like the actual ingredients, to your skin, that higher concentration of ingredient that your skin did not recognize before will have your skin go into a state of preservation. So it activates a lot of longevity pathways. And then your skin builds some kind of tolerance to that ingredient. And you really cannot replicate this over time. And then people say, oh, I'm not getting results anymore. But the results are not because of a specific molecule. It's a reaction to a new molecule. So your skin is doing it, by the way. It's not the ingredient. And I agree with you that over time, that's when, true longevity, youth promoting ingredients shine, obviously.
Yeah.
The caveat I put there are people that their skin really agrees with a specific product. I think a real pro in their longevity game or their skin health game know what specific product or products really do make the difference in their skin. And then introducing products like Young Goose, again, because we are excavating, we are revealing the ability of your skin. And the reason I say revealing is because we do reveal the DNA encoding of youthful function in the skin. If anyone has ever heard about David Sinclair, or read the book Lifespan, or heard about the information theory of aging, that is what we're doing. We are correcting the patterns of DNA that exhibit youthful function. And by doing that, the products that you like, that really move the needle for you, would work even better and better over time. So there's a caveat there. Yeah,
I completely agree with that. And that's the thing that I just want people to, if they're in the skincare game, like how you and I are, where they're really invested in achieving these skin goals and getting their skin super healthy, and the longevity thing is something that I am a huge, believer in. It's all about, how do we get you to achieve long-term skin health? I don't want you to have a few products that are just going to maybe promise, overnight success, which is a bunch of BS.